Top of the morning. Good morning. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Of course, you can see to where our other community, our little small farm down here in Georgia. And of course, you probably heard the sheep in the background. The nature of this video this morning is I want you all to really, truly listen and consider what I have to say. All right? You know just as well as I do, if you lived in America any length of time whatsoever at all. Jackass. Well, if you lived in America any length of time whatsoever at all, you know just as well as I do that this year has been the hottest year on record that there has been as long as I've been alive. And I mean scorching hot. It's like right now, I don't care where I go, be it Indiana, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia East, the other communities in Georgia South. I don't care where I go. Right now, we're in August, and the weather literally feels like we are in September. It literally feels that way. Last month in August, the weather actually felt like, July actually felt like it was August. Well, what that's telling you? Well, I always try to come on here and make videos that's going to provide solutions to help you prepare and get ready. If you're up north, you're in some serious trouble if you have not made preparations. Like the scriptures teach us, consider the ant if you're not made preparations this year. This year, it's going to be extremely cold. Have you noticed that our weather in the wintertime, or our winters has become longer and longer, and now we no longer literally have 4 seasons. We no longer have 4 seasons. We have 2 seasons. I remember last year, I'm waiting for all the leaves to turn these vivid colors here in the South, and the yellows and the reds and the oranges, and I'm waiting for them to really turn colors and stuff. And it looked like all the leaves was diseased or something. I don't know what could it be. This stuff that they're flying up in the air and stuff. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I know one thing: it ain't looking good. But energy prices are going to soar this winter under this Biden administration, like everything else has. Now we're up on an election year, midterm elections. Now the Democrats, in the last couple of months, they're trying to do everything they can to give you a bunch of free stuff. They're trying to do everything they can to say, well, we're trying to get your college, we're going to help pay for your college, and we got more stimulus checks coming, and we're on quantitative easing number 5, getting ready to go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And everything that they do is try to win your favor. And you don't need to have a short-term memory of what their policies have done. These socialist policies have done. It has literally gutted the country. And as I was driving down here, I noticed how that there's not that many vehicles on the highway. I noticed that people are not going to and fro as they used to. And I commend you for all making cutbacks and making changes and not participating in this American economy the way they would have you to do, which is to go out and continue to keep extending credit and keep on expanding your credit and keep on expanding your credit so you can continue to keep getting harassing calls and stuff because you can't pay the bills. And so they're going to continue to keep harassing until you declare bankruptcy. And then you can't go out and get any credit no more anyway. But I know over the years, when I look at my 20s and my 30s, the 40s, and now I'm in my 50s, heading towards my 60s, be the Father's will, I know that the choices and decisions that I've made over the years has not only just benefited me with hard work and extremely hard work and labor of your hands, but it's benefited a lot of others, and I have a lot of intelligent people who are doing the same things. Well, back to where I wanted to start. The winter. This winter is going to be brutal. Stack up on heating oil. And down here in the South, it could be kerosene. Buy some wicks. Buy wicks right now. Have a backup supply of propane cylinders. Make sure you top off your tanks right now. Don't wait till the winter comes to top off your propane or your heating oil or whatever the heating source that you use. Of course, we're here, in the Straitway communities, our favorite heating source is the old-fashioned way, which is wood. Yeah, I know a lot of people, they laugh at us and everything, and they scoff, they jeer, they do all kinds of other stuff. Look at them people. You know what? But when that power goes out, guess who's going to be warm? We are. You know what? And when that power does go out, because it happens so many times, almost every single winter, and a lot of power is going to go out simply because people can't pay the bill. We position ourselves so well, and we live in such a manner and a way on these communities so that we don't have to depend upon government handouts. We don't have to depend on the system. If the grid goes down, we can still function, we can still live, we can still cook. Our sisters can cook and still get a hot meal out. You see, the ways of yesteryear are actually profound. The ways of yesteryear are the ways that everybody should be looking forward to and looking towards and looking actually to get back to again. Because if you're going to continue to depend on the grid, depend on the system, depend on this particular country right here with the way things are going, they're going to have you hurting in a bad way. So if you have the ability to be able to prepare, if you have the ability to get yourself ready for this winter, I would also say have some batteries and some lighters and some flashlights, and make sure you have some wool blankets on you. And if you're traveling, listen to me very closely. Have a bag that you would have in your vehicle. Hopefully that many of you people are moving away from cars. Now on the community, we have very few cars on the community. Mostly cars don't do us no good. It's either SUVs, trucks, or little smaller utility vehicles. That's the majority of our transportation, vans and stuff like that can move around a good amount of people at any particular time. Cars usually is pretty much a waste of time nowadays. They can get you to and fro, get you a couple of bag groceries, but they sure can't haul nothing. But anyway, get you a bag that you can have either meals that are ready to eat. If you're traveling and you know you're going to be traveling, you can grab this bag that will carry extra toilet paper, extra wipes, and carry extra food. You can have a couple of bottles of water in there, and just be ready. And when you're traveling, I know I've digressed here, but I'm trying to get a lot in on this video. Listen, never ever, especially in the wintertime, let your gas tank get below half a gallon. I know some of you are some road warriors out there, and you can drive from full to empty, and you actually pride yourself in doing it. I used to do that too, but I no longer do stuff like that. I try to be wise in what I'm doing, because think about it. Right now, we know that this particular administration has the stupid policy of trying to force everybody out of our regular combustion engines and vehicles to go out and get in debt and buy their electric vehicles. Okay, can you imagine what happened? Y'all remember last year what happened in Virginia when that storm hit and people were stuck on the interstate for over 40 hours? You talking about a suffering and a languish. You talking about despair. You talking about pain on a grand scale. And watch this. How would your electric car work for you then? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking. Because if you had one of these combustible engines right here, and you had one of those life blankets where you could keep warm, and you had snacks where you could keep proteining you, you fared well if you follow this. Most people don't think about stuff that I'm talking about right here. They usually don't. They don't think about it much at all. And always in America, if you're traveling in this country, not only take one firearm, take two. Take your primary and your backup. And make sure you have plenty of ammo in order to defend yourself if necessary, because we're in this country, everybody sees how bad crime has gotten, right? And things go from bad to worse, and things are in the area of bad to worse. And America is doing worse now than it ever has in the history of this country under the Joe Biden administration and the Kamala Harris administration. This is sick what's going on over here. Americans do not approve of. Even the Democrats can't even get behind Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, Decrepit Joe. And so they can't do it. They know that Joe is not running this country. There's something else that's running this country other than the Biden administration. America is becoming quickly a nation of lawlessness. You might as well throw away the symbol of the eagle, because there's no freedom and no liberty over here unless you own land. Of course, now I get everybody else want to try to dissent or whatever it is, but they don't understand how to do things in this country. You try to give them wisdom, and most people just do nothing but complain. But I tell you what, get to the place where you learn how to preserve and protect yourself. And that's the truth. That's the true Straitway.